Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Yeah, I think you can, right? Yeah, just testing. Being unfashionably late. Hope you're having a lovely Wednesday. So today's mini talk, mini live, is on a huge, juicy topic. Another one, the sacred, and how our body can access the sacred. Now, the word sacred in itself might have already turned a lot of you off, because as soon as I look it up, what does sacred signify for you? Church, God, holy, all these words have come up when I looked up for the Cambridge Dictionary, the Oxford Dictionary. It's the sacred is synonymous with the church, and that is not for everyone. But of course, there is this whole other experience of what the sacred is, the mystical, something that's otherworldly, something that's beyond our normal everyday, something that makes us gasp in awe, pause, have reverence for something that gives us hope, something that gives us a sense of this preciousness and beauty of life that we sort of forget about. So it's not a word that is used easily or because it's such a special because it's such a unique thing. Sorry, just some technical things going on. So when we come in contact with the sacred, it's not a thought, it's not a thinking cognitive action, right? We experience it. We experience the sacred because life is to be experienced. Life is to be touched, taste, smelt. We see it. We experience through all of our senses. And being and experiencing the sacred is the same. We feel touched in a deep, deep way when something gives us that sense of awe, something gives us that reverence. We're connecting to another deeper layer of ourselves. So this is absolutely going to be through our body. When we experience this, in fact, we experience it through our nervous system, and we experience it through our parasympathetic nervous system, which kind of makes sense. We're probably not going to experience the sacred when we're in our fight or flight mode, right? We are in our more relaxed parasympathetic, where our brain waves can drop and we can start to visualize and experience and just connect into something beyond our busy frontal cortex. Also, science has shown that actually different parts of our brain are activated when we come into contact with experiencing the sacred. Parts of our limbic system, the parietal lobe, the parts that are associated with our feelings and our emotions. And we feel our emotions. When we're in love, or if we're in deep sorrow, that grief is not a mental construct. It's something, if we're racked with grief, it consumes our whole body, right? It consumes it. And sometimes we go to such a deep place with that kind of emotion that something happens because we somehow we transcend beyond the depth of our grief, because whatever or whoever we're grieving for, we start to see beyond that, because in human nature, we don't stay fixed in one place all the time. Something has to move or shift or break or change. We start to get new, bigger picture insights. And those experiences, which can be called transcendent, can be very, very sacred. And we don't get those insights without experiencing and feeling it through our body. And so, sacred moments, people have often experienced them, has described them in different cultures as deeply bodied experience. They feel more expansive, they feel more present, they feel more alive. And one of the experience of the sacred would be actually nothing to do with God and religion necessarily, is when Abraham Maslow, the psychologist, coined peak experiences in 1956. And peak experience absolutely can be sacred and magical and awe-inspiring. And one of the ways that absolutely we can go into peak experiences is through movement and dance. In fact, peak experiences have been described as, let me see here, have been described as, well, we know they're profoundly moving, feeling of being at one, a deeper connection to yourself, losing all your fears, just losing. So I talk about this a lot with our movement and dance, shedding all the different layers. And so when we're in a peak experience, we're on this natural high. That's a sacred place, right? There has been literature written about endorphins endorphin experience being like a natural high. But whether it's not just about the endorphins, because there is a reverence, there is a respect, there's a sense of something bigger and more vast and more magical that's beyond our present day experience. And peak experience is also connected to flow state. So absolutely, we can go into flow state with whatever activity we're doing. And it is an activity, so it has to be an embodied experience. It's an activity that we love to do. Yes, it could be writing music. Yes, it could be writing your book. It could be playing a piano. It could be in your garden. But the thing that makes when you get into your body and move in a different way is that you and your body are one and are that whole experience. And so that means that when you're moving and dancing in your body, your whole body and being become the experience of being sacred, of sacredness. But you never thought about that, did you? When you're having your little dance in the kitchen, that actually if you go beyond that and you go deeper and you go into a deeper space, you lose your sense of self. You lose track of time. You forget about what you were worrying about 5 minutes before. That's right. But you can also go into a deeper space where you access that deeper meditative place that is something that is not quite definable. It's something that's in different parts of our brain on a scientific level. It's something that we will experience when we drop deeper into the layers of our nervous system. And actually, this is when it becomes, there's the line when it becomes being in our bodies and when we expand. So that sense of expansiveness means that we expand out into the world in a different way. And when we experience this, that completely recalibrates our whole energetic system. We show up in a different way. We are illuminated from within. We have this glow from within. It's our vital life force. And that's what it is, really, in essence. Connecting back home to ourselves, our vital life force, and the sacredness that is us, within us. I hope something of that touched you. This brief mini talk. I came on late, but I'm keeping it brief. I hope that I hope you felt a little bit inspired by knowing that you have this within you. You have the ability within you to connect into something deeper beyond the mundane, to have a different perspective, a different vision. So I hope you can carry a little bit of that with you for the rest of your lunchtime, the rest of your day, and the rest of your week. Next week, I will be talking at 10 o'clock at the Women Thrive Summit on a big talk that's going to be full. I'm going to have slides. It's going to be experiential. It's going to be interesting. You're going to learn something. You're going to take something away with you that you might not have known before. But in the meantime, please do connect. I've created the PDF Awaken Your Creative Potential that's on my website, www.neodance.com, NIO dance, new integrated and inspired openings, Neo dance. Please connect. Please grab the freebie. I've got other freebies on there as well. Say hi. Any questions, drop me a line. I'd love to hear from you. This work is so important. And the more I talk about it, the more I start showing up for it. Because I couldn't for a while. I was grieving for a long time with family stuff. The more I show up about it, the more I talk about it, the more people are saying how important it is. So many people live in their heads, completely in their heads. Everything is dictated by, your graph, your spreadsheet, your software that plans your day. That's what's happened to us. We now plan our whole day by our software. What happens if the software breaks down or if we lose our phone or whatever? We're going to have to come back to ourselves. We're going to come back to our own inner wisdom, our instincts, our own inner guidance. So wishing you a great day. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching, thank you for watching now, and see you soon. Have a great day.